stand and I pull it back and I look at the audience all victoriously. That's like the comedian move. And I've also always wanted to do the thing where I flop sweat. So the first thing is I am not a comedian. And I'm not just saying that because you didn't laugh at my joke. I'm saying that because it's true. I wanted to be a comedian a long time ago. So I'm 46 years old, and I want to take you all the way back to when I was 20 years old. And I had grown up watching Comic Strip Live and all these things after Saturday Night Live and Saturday Night Live. And I was like, I want to be a comedian. And I tried desperately to be a comedian. I took classes. I learned about things. I went to open mic nights, and I just bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed. And I thought to myself, okay, I cannot be a stand-up comedian. But then God said, listen, we need to get you in front of people. So I'm going to make you a mental health advocate. And I said, oh, okay, what do I have to do to be a mental health advocate? And he said, poof, you have bipolar disorder. And there it was. Michelle asked me to come out today and talk about saying words like crazy. And see, normally when you pull people into a room and you say, let's talk about saying words like crazy, first off, HR is there. It's always very awkward. And then, of course, everybody looks at the person in the room who said the room crazy and ruined it for everybody. And then somebody says, we don't say words like that. That's not how we say things. And then somebody says, well, I'm bipolar. And then the whole room goes, no, you're living with bipolar. And I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of hear the difference, but I don't mind being bipolar. You can't talk this way. And I say, well, why not? Is bipolar bad? And then everybody does that because they want to say yes. They want to look you dead in the eyes and be like, yup, it is bad, and that's why we don't say it. But then they realize that I'm a person, and they're saying this to a person who lives with bipolar disorder, and that means they're saying I'm bad. So then they get all twisted. Then they're like, well, you have to understand it's just better that way. It's better to say it that way. It's person-first language. We all had a meeting, didn't invite the people with the disorders, and we all agreed that this is the way we were all going to talk about you. And we want you to be in on it. And I said, okay, so how does this work? And they're like, well, you put the person before the thing, right? So you're not bipolar, you're a person living with bipolar. And I said, okay, well, I'm also a person living with marriage, and I'm currently a person who's living with hunger, and I'm currently a person who's living to buy a house. I'm like, no, you're taking it too far. I'm like, look, I don't understand the rules. And you think, why does this matter? Why is this man telling us this? Is it so that he can justify saying things like, that's crazy, I'm crazy, you're stupid, or Michelle's a whack job? Partially, yes. But there is a secondary reason. Because here's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody in the history of has ever lied awake at night and wondered if they're having a mental health condition. They wonder if they're going fucking crazy. And that's the way people think about these illnesses. And in the dark rooms, in the support groups, in every place we go, we ask, are we going crazy? Are we nuts? Why are we scared? What is that thing that's hurting us? We don't use person-first language because we don't have time. We just want to talk about our disorders. We want to describe our lives. We want to find community. And then in those moments, we want to laugh. And that is why Michelle Hammer put this together today, so that we could all get in a room and say all kinds of inappropriate things about living with mental illness. So without further ado, Michelle Hammer, who is actually funny.